طب أنا الشكر لحضراتكم جميعا والشكر لليو ان بي and the chairperson. هو أنا حظي دايما إن أنا بعمل presentations قبل الغداء، فبيبقى بيفرق إن في الآخر بلاقي ناس كتيرة جاية بتسأل، فده بيديني impression إن أنا عملت presentation كويسة. فالبرزنتيشن هي مدتها 10 دقايق، هتقيد إن شاء الله بالوقت.
It's 10 minutes presentation. It will not be on the care association, but regarding the social accountability and a very briefing idea of the network. It started in 2010 before the uprising of the Arab Spring, and the official declaration in March 2013 in Morocco by 7 representatives: Yemen, Tunisia, Morocco, Jordan, Palestine, Egypt, and Yemen. I would like to start at the beginning what we used to hear in the past, that we are engaging the citizen. This is what used to be said by the ministries and the local municipalities, and sometimes we oppose. This is my right. I want to know and I want to participate and share and to be engaged. And we always ask, here comes the terminology of corruption. What happened, who done this, who is responsible? We were always faced by that we are governed and ruled by laws and regulations, hence it's not we don't have an access to information or data, but up till now we still face the same dilemma and the same problem and the same comments that we used to hear before. I will not go into details as all the sessions tackle the issue regarding social accountability, but I would like to, in 3 points, what is the difference between accountability and social accountability, and also what have been said before, that accountability to have, in fact, inside the government, we're not able to, in fact, protect people, and there was always corruption. We're not able to protect the society, and hence it's very important to acknowledge the community society to play the role of accountability. In fact, I would not to repeat what have been said before. Why is it social accountability? It gives legitimacy. When I know and I do understand and fully aware and engaging and a partner, and I guarantee a response, hence I am here in the social accountability. We in the network of social accountability have legitimacy for the private sector and the media. Mr. Hussam had just mentioned the independent media, which in fact stems its legitimacy from the citizens and from the beneficiaries who is serving. The civil society is the last haven, a last resort. As for the citizen and the individual, they may lost the trust in the parties and the governments, as in governments can do things according to its own vision that is benefiting the society and the parties. They are always struggling and conflict, each trying to fulfill its own interests. As for the civil society, at the last resort or the last haven, we will resort to the civil society. So it will enable us to play our role as citizens. It's not the safe haven, the civil society only, but in fact we are always under threat. The question is, what are you doing? You as a civil society, what are you doing in this whole system? We have many tools of social accountability implemented by civil society in the Arab region. It's not a new concept, it's an old concept. We have an opportunity in the coming 3 days. We will have representatives from this network from Yemen, Tunisia and Morocco, and explaining the role played in the social accountability network. The civil society is in fact engaging in planning and implementing, but we have a big question mark, as this engagement was in fact not implemented on ground. Hence we wanted to have representatives from the civil society. It was selected by having certain orientations and directives, or he have an access to information, and it's not given to this civil society. It's very in fact the ability of the civil society. He needs information and knowledge, and we have the skills. As for the resources, the question is it financial resources or logistic resource which enable the civil society to work upon such, and the role of the network is exchanging information, experiences and expertise from one country to another. Hence it's very important to have integration and coordination, what the civil society is playing regarding social accountability, and also what doing at the regional level. we are calling to have social accountability and empowerment and to find ourselves working in this area. As for the government social accountability, the crisis of the legitimacy, whether the governments are expressing the real and the current situation and giving legitimacy, when I found out that the government is protecting and empowering and enabling and responding and implementing sanctions on the other hand, I will be able to believe the legitimacy of the government. And I will go back to the questions raised by the first speaker. Hence, I will go back to the social contract, equity and equality. Let us take this direction. It's very important for all of us that we are all same, and that the president is the same as any citizen and individual, and he should be held accountable. Regarding engagement, partnership and accountability, in fact added a lot to accountability and engagement. In fact, accountability guarantees respond and to penalties. And due to the constraint of time, it's very important to have an access to information, which is an entry to social accountability. Do we have a law regarding information accessibility? When I go to any public servant, can he give me any information that this is upon practice or law? Hence, it's very important. Legislation is very important, but accountability is more important. Hence, the information, in fact, is not touching the national security, and will not harm any person. It's very important to be accessible. And also, how do we answer all of this? We are working with 4 sectors: the government, media, civil society, and private sector. And from each and every sector, we have a network where we have the 7 countries. We work on 7 pillars: the right to have an access to information, to budget work, improving services, and the right to form associations. And it was very important to apply social accountability at the level of the Arab region. And we are conducting a study regarding the current situation, social accountability in the Arab region, looking for a supporting environment, socially, economically, and we look upon the capacity of civil society, all partners. It will identify the government partners, the media, private sector, and each and every entity working in the area of social accountability. And this will be built upon the studies done, and to have the component of raising the capacity and raising awareness. And we start in Morocco and then Jordan, but it's very important, the component of raising awareness, how social accountability in fact gives and provide a lot of information. And we'll have an intensive program preparing the trainers regarding social accountability. This is done in the 7 countries in order to lead the change and to be fully acknowledged with the social accountability regarding initiatives. This is a very important component, and will be start in the 2nd year. We are trying to finish the major guidelines, and then it will be disseminated among the members. By studying the current situation and stated, a presentation was given at the beginning that we will be conducting a strategy as members of the network regarding social accountability inside each and every state, and it will be guaranteed, and we will reach a consensus, and it will be implemented and applied. And then a strategy at the level of the Arab region. The important part here, as long as this strategy was implemented by all partners, this means they will be practicing and applying this, and at a certain phase they will tell the donor entities, they will say enough, because this again is the strategy. Our slogan is that what you do for me in my absence is against me, because I do not know. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.